Jaden Hicks was trying to get to his man, but like you said, the coaching point is you can't just plow into the guy who's coming. And he did. If you watch that, he dropped the shoulder. He knew what he was doing there. And maybe if it happens just before the ball's in the air, it is incidental. It's no big deal. It's within the 5 yards. You get the one hit on the offensive player. But once the ball's in the air, that's when you have a problem. And they did miss it then. Great explanation by you. Chiefs score right away, make it 21-21. But the Jaguars ultimately pull it off. And the play that won the game, I don't know how to explain it. They need to come up with a name for it. I don't know what you would call it, though, because it would have to be something that has an insult buried in it. It was like, fall down, go boom. And it looked like it was going to be a disaster. It was incredible. As the Jaguars are driving for the potential win, down by 4, so they needed the touchdown. Trevor Lawrence gets stepped on as he's coming out from under center. Falls down twice. Gets up. He said after the game he panicked, which is an understandable reaction to the situation. Watch the step on the foot. He goes down, boom, doesn't fumble, gets up, boom. And then he spins, he turns. 2 guys have a shot at him. Now, we need to show the original angle. I want you to watch number 95 for the Chiefs on this one, Devin. I don't know if you've noticed this. Can we put the original angle back? Whenever we get a chance. It is an impressive play. It's like the last play. It's like the last play of the longest yard. Here, watch 95. Watch 95. Watch him. Here goes the play. Oh, I got a chance to get him. I just think I'll just watch this. That's a rough look for Chris Jones. Devin?
When I saw that all over social media, and these plays are weird. Like you just said it. We need a name for this. Like the guy falls. And we used to talk about this as a defensive back. Like the guy falls and you're like, oh, well, you got to keep playing. Now, for a defensive back, I understand it a little bit because you're like, oh, well, they're going to get him. Like the guys that are going to get him is Chris Jones. Like Chris Jones, you can't stop. And I think the worst part about when you stop on a play as a player, you kind of feel like, oh, man, I just stopped. And you can see he kind of hesitates to go. And then you're like, oh, damn, I'm not going to make this play. And then you watch it back, and it's the worst looking play ever because when you watch that, you're like, if Chris Jones runs from the beginning of this play, after Trevor Lawrence gets out of those 2 guys in the backfield, Chris Jones is going to hit him probably. And it's going to be a big hit if he's running. So, I mean, again, the end of the game, blah, 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 blah. Like, that is one of the worst looking plays for Chris Jones. And I don't think he's just being late. I think in his mind, he thinks Trevor Lawrence is going to either just get rid of the ball or they're going to tackle him. But like you can't have that play. And now it's the game winning play. There's seconds left after this play. I mean, it's just horrible because when you really think about this game, there's only 2 plays left in the game. It's that play and there's going to be a 4th down play. So like, what are you saving it for? Like, I think that's a tough play. Now, again, the good thing it's a Monday night. You're off Tuesday. You come back Wednesday. We got to kind of zoom past this game, watch a few plays, and then we got to move on to Detroit that we're going to play Sunday night. So you might not spend as much time. But I can remember being in New England and being in that captain's meeting right after a Monday night game. And if there's like some moments that we don't get to hit, and I can remember Bill saying, hey, we're going to have some time next week after we finish this Sunday game. We're going to get back to this. Like there's things we need to clean up that we're going to talk about, and we'll get back to this. And again, I think Andy Reid's going to hit that, Wednesday morning, but they're not going to be able to dive deep on, all of the little things probably on that whole drive, but specifically that play until later in the season. Maybe it's in a week, maybe it's in 2 weeks. But I think that is something they'll go back on and talk about that and how that kind of can show up for anybody on the team.
I can't imagine having that cloud hang over me for a week. Knowing, it's like wait till your father gets home. Knowing it's coming all week long. No matter what I do on Monday night, no matter how well it goes, we're going to have that conversation about that thing. Or on Sunday, on Sunday night, we're going to have that conversation about that thing from a week ago. I think that part of the issue on that last play, the fall kind of screws up everyone's timing. You know, we've seen that from time to time where some weird little thing happens that screws up everyone else's timing, and the guy that did the weird thing can take advantage of it. I was at a West Virginia game years ago. It was West Virginia, Maryland. Darius Renaud had a kickoff, hit him in the face.
Yep.
And it hit the ground, and it threw everyone off just enough that when he got his hands on it, he was gone for a touchdown. It was incredible. But I think that's part of it. And I don't really love this, but we're going to workshop it. The Duval double fall, does that work? Is that a possibility?
The Duval double fall. That's a possibility.
We could put a pin in that one while we keep thinking of something else. We have the discount double check. We can do the Duval double fall. But I don't know. It was just amazing because it went from something that looked like it was inevitably going to be a disaster. That's what's so strange about it. This thing is just done. The ball's going to pop out. The Chiefs are going to pick it up. They're going to go the other way. They're going to cover the spread. It's going to be amazing. And then the guy scores a touchdown. So, and for Chris Jones, like, if he would have pursued earlier, he wouldn't have been in position to make the tackle anyway. He had a chance late, and he probably realized too late, oh no, I had a chance to get over there, because nobody knew what the hell was going to happen, because this wasn't a scripted play. This was just, it was kind of like the type of play we see Mahomes make, where everything goes sideways and Mahomes finds a way to make something happen. And Lawrence doesn't have the reputation for that. That's the thing. We saw a lot of the things from Lawrence we're used to. A couple of mistakes, but then he makes a play that we're far more accustomed to seeing from Patrick Mahomes to win the game.
And when he falls, I think everyone who has followed Trevor Lawrence's career instantly was like, this is the most Trevor Lawrence thing to do. You have this unbelievable drive. You're in position to win the game. And we have this big third, and he falls. And you're like, he's going to fall. He's going to get up. He slips. Someone's going to tag him down. They're going to have this huge loss. They're going to have to rush to the ball. Like, you're just thinking of all of the nonsense. As I'm watching him, as soon as he falls, I go, what the hell? Like, of all times to get your foot stepped on, and it's not even his fault, but you're just like, this is just such a Trevor Lawrence thing to do. But again, to what you said of when you do fall, you see the guard come out on the left side and he hits the defensive end and he comes back and he helps the tackle and he chip blocks him and the end goes flying. And on a normal play where Trevor Lawrence is just dropping back, that's not as big of a deal. Somebody else would have probably replaced him and set the edge for the quarterback not to be able to scramble. But because he falls, it makes everybody inside on the defensive line freeze. And no one notices that the edge is now gone. So they all freeze. And when he falls with all defensive linemen, if you're rushing, soon as a quarterback falls, if you ever watch a play, everyone is trying to get there to put a hand on him so they can get credited for a sack. So you see when he falls, everyone's now charging ahead. And again, a ton of credit for Trevor Lawrence falling twice and getting up and still surveying and seeing what he has. And he said when he got up the second time, he's thinking, how can I hurry up and throw the ball away? But he gets up and he looks first. And when he looks, he sees, oh, wow, the whole left side is open. And you can see in that play, Trevor Lawrence is a big-ass dude. And now when he goes to scramble, they can't get him to the ground. And I think the coolest thing about that play was that's what defined the game last night, was Trevor Lawrence running. Early in the game, he wasn't as decisive. Right here, he gets up, he looks, he's like, there's no one out here. And he scores and he runs, but he did that for most of the night. After the early part of the game, he was looking when no one was there, instead of just holding the ball because it just felt like a strip sack was going to kind of haunt them. He just started taking off and running. And this right here in those Jacksonville throwback jerseys, picking it up and just going, beating these tackles, like that is just an unbelievable play by him. And it's exactly what you said. It was the play we've watched Mahomes make for years. And Trevor Lawrence had his moment right there. And I think that's an unbelievable feeling in Jacksonville because they don't usually win these games. But I think it's a credit to when you have new blood come in there, those games you usually, they don't know about that. They don't care about that. And you saw that a little bit. And as we move on to the next one, I still want to say this, though. We saw flashes of Travis Hunter being great. And still I walked away and said, what if he only played offense? He had a couple plays in that game where you're like, holy shit, whoa, this guy's dynamic. Why does he only touch the ball 4 or 5 times a game? The guy, he's dynamic. It's unbelievable to me. I just don't get it.
I agree with you on that. And let's circle back to the Travis Hunter discussion. I want to give Trevor Lawrence proper due. He had 54 yards rushing last night on 10 attempts, 2 touchdowns rushing. He threw a touchdown pass, 221 passing yards, 18 for 25, 1 pick. It was his 26th birthday. He's only the second quarterback to win Monday Night Football on his birthday. Richard Todd of the New York Jets did it in 1984. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.